The United States seafood giant, Bumble Bee Foods, is facing a lawsuit that unveils a grim reality behind our food choices. Indonesian fishermen are accusing the company of profiting from their forced labor and abuse on fishing vessels supplying Bumble Bee's products. This case shines a light on the hidden human cost of the global seafood trade, prompting urgent calls for accountability and reform. The lawsuit, filed in the United States, alleges that Bumble Bee knowingly benefited from the exploitation of these vulnerable workers. These fishermen, often lured from their homes with false promises of good wages, instead found themselves trapped in a nightmare of forced labor, violence, and despair. Their stories, if proven true, paint a chilling picture of modern-day slavery at sea. This case is not just about Bumble Bee. It highlights a systemic problem within the fishing industry, one that extends far beyond a single company or country. The vastness of the ocean, coupled with lax regulation and enforcement, creates an environment where exploitation can thrive, hidden from scrutiny and public awareness. The Indonesian fishermen at the heart of this lawsuit describe harrowing experiences aboard the fishing vessels. They allege being forced to work grueling hours with little rest, often enduring physical abuse and intimidation. Food and water were scarce, and medical care was virtually non-existent, leaving them vulnerable to illness and injury. Their passports were confiscated upon boarding, trapping them on the vessels with no way to escape their ordeal. These fishermen were at the mercy of their captains, who allegedly used violence and threats to maintain control. The fear of retribution kept many silent, enduring unimaginable suffering in silence. "We were treated worse than animals," one fisherman recounted, his voice shaking with emotion. "They saw us as disposable, just tools to make them money." The fishermen's stories, though difficult to hear, are a stark reminder of the human cost of our insatiable appetite for seafood. Forced labor in the fishing industry is a pervasive global issue, affecting millions of workers, many from developing countries. Poverty, lack of opportunities, and weak law enforcement make them easy targets for unscrupulous recruiters who exploit their desperation for a better life. These workers are often trafficked across borders, their movements controlled through debt bondage and threats. They end up on fishing vessels operating in international waters, far from the reach of law enforcement and the scrutiny of consumers. This lack of transparency and accountability makes it difficult to track and address labor abuses in the industry. Human rights organizations and labor advocates have been sounding the alarm for years, urging governments and corporations to take concrete action to eradicate forced labor from seafood supply chains. This lawsuit